Hey y'all, Natalie here today for a cherry on top, and I'm using some fun new products from the store that I've been waiting to get my hands on, and I'm so excited about it. So that paper and the stickers you saw were from Obed Marshall. It's his new collection called Buenos Dias, and I'm super excited about it because I was a Spanish major in college. I love to speak Spanish. I don't do it as much anymore, but I'm excited that there is a Spanish scrapbooking collection from American Crafts, so I had to get my hands on that. I'm also going to use that gorgeous bee stamp set from Craft Consortium, and can I just say that it stamps beautifully. Didn't even have to prep the stamps or anything. So I have these colors from mostly Catherine Pooler, and in order to make them work with this collection, I have decided to do a second generation stamp with most of the colors. So that pink color is pink champagne. So I just stamp it first on scratch paper. Then I put the second stamp on my paper, and it gives me the perfect pink color that is in Obed's collection. The orange color is orange peel. Then I'm using a distress ink by Tim Holtz called Faded Jeans, and I'm doing double stamps with that as well. And then I just do single stamps with Limoncello from Catherine Pooler and Meant to Be. So I hear a lot of scrapbookers say that they have trouble using random icons or some of the cutesy things that don't necessarily go literally with their photos. And so I thought today I'd offer some tips on how to use random little themed products when they don't go along with your photos. What I mean is, okay, so I'm using bees here, right? Which, by the way, the stamp set is called Tell the Bees, which I think is a nod to Outlander, which I also love. So this photo that I'm using of my son has no bees in it. It's just a spring photo of him sitting in front of some flowers. But in order to incorporate the bees into my layout, I thought, well, why don't I get a punny title and tie it all together? So my title is going to be Just Being Adorable, and I'm going to put an extra E in there to make it like a bee. And then I use the colors on Obed's collection, which has nothing to do with bees, and I use them to stamp this honeycomb from the bee stamp, as well as to die cut the honeycomb shape in the same colors. And we'll get back to this discussion in a moment. I'm just going to let you know I was creating watercolor effects with the stamp background on gessoed paper, and it kind of wiped up more ink than I wanted it to. So I'm just putting some ink down on my glass mat, and I'm going back and just adding a few blotches of color in each section to add to the watercolor effect and add to general overall color of the layout, because I do want it to be colorful, if only pastel. So back to what I was saying, if you want to add elements that have nothing to do with your photos but are just cute on your page, using a pun and a title or something to give a nod to the item is a good way to do so. And then I tied it together with the paper by using the same colors to create these honeycombs and to die cut the honeycombs as well. I hope that makes sense. I love to do that. And my favorite way to come up with punny titles is to put the item I'm talking about. So I put in bee. So I'll put in something in a search engine like bee puns, or I really like to do bee t-shirts, especially if I'm doing pages about my sons. I'll put in boy bee t-shirt. So it will give me all these cute little t-shirt ideas for toddlers and such. And they all have funny slogans on them, which are short enough to fit on a t-shirt. So they're usually short enough to be a title. I also showed you there, I might not have shown it yet, but if I haven't, I'm using these new Echo Park designer dies, and they're alpha dies, and they're pretty small, and they're really great for creating titles and for like mixing and matching fonts. And so there it is. The font I'm using there is called Sadie. It's lowercase. I like to buy the lowercase ones. That's just what I use more. And I mixed them with some puffy letters so that the scripty title of being stands out more because it's larger and it's in a different font. So that kind of makes sure that the pun and the focus of the decoration stands out more. what am I doing? Okay, now I'm taking the bee stamps from the Craft Consortium stamp set and doing the same stamping technique of double stamps. I'm also like mixing up the colors, so I put orange and yellow on the same stamps, but double stamping, and I'll go back through and die cut them. Excuse my son for screaming right there in the background. I'm sorry, there's no die. I do fussy cut them. So just wanted to sprinkle a few bees around the page. In there you can see I'm doing the double stamping technique because that blue is just too dark with the single stamp. But when you stamp it off the first time, the second image is perfectly pastel, the color that I need. So now I'm going to start gluing them down. I use my Nuva adhesive because I've used gesso in the background. And I don't go all around those little tiny die cuts. I'll just get a good portion of them covered up. It will be in a page protector and it will stick well enough. So now I'm just going to put a couple little small tears in this paper just because I like the distressed look. That's my thing. Totally, you do not have to do that. Leave it clean and crisp, but that is also gorgeous. And it would contrast well as also with that messy background that I have going on. So there's the picture of my son. I'm trying to go back and scrapbook some older pictures of him because I did slack just like becoming a mom at the beginning. I wasn't sure how to like incorporate scrapbooking with momming. I figured it out now, so I'm trying to go back and add in pages that I missed for him when he was little. So now I'm just sticking down the title and decided to go with sticking on the left or on the right there. And I'm just gonna I've cut out all my little bees. I'm just going to add them around with these gorgeous jewels. I finally broke down and picked out a new pack of jewels from the Pink Fresh Studio. They're in the store and they're worth every penny, y'all. They are so gorgeous. They'll go forever because there's so many in here. And you'll see here in a minute, that green color looks really dark, right? And so I really questioned on if it was going to work with my pastel theme. But once you isolate just one jewel out of that big collection, it doesn't look nearly as dark. So if you want the dark color, you can add multiple jewels all together to achieve that dark color. But if you like the mint color that I'm going with on this page, isolating one of the green jewels will not detract. It doesn't look too dark. You'll see here in a second. I think I just added it on over there. But I just sprinkled those around the page with the bees, and that's about it. So I thank you guys for watching today. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you need suggestions on how to incorporate random icons or die cuts or stickers into your page that has nothing to do with those photos, just ask me. I'm your girl. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll help you out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.